Ozempic is everywhere right now. Celebrities, influencers, your doctor, your neighbor. And the real question, though, is this: should perimenopausal women take it? And I've been very hesitant to make this video because Ozempic has done a lot of good for a lot of people that have not managed to actually lose weight in forever. And I don't want to say it's something that you should or you shouldn't do. But I do think we need to have a conversation about it, because what I see is that people are not talking about how it affects perimenopausal women specifically. So I want to talk honestly about that and be able to give you the information so you can make your own decisions. So my name is Sidhu-Robb, and I help women to navigate the most dramatic hormonal shift of their lives, perimenopause, with confidence, clarity, and actual real everyday practical solutions. And today we're going to break down Ozempic, what it does, what it doesn't do, and whether it's actually right for women over 40. So firstly, what does Ozempic actually do? It's not magic. It's a medication that was originally designed for type 2 diabetes and has been insanely helpful for that, right? So what it does is it works by reducing your appetite. It slows the emptying of your stomach, which helps also to improve your blood sugar control. That means that you don't get as many cravings. It also makes you feel full faster. So ultimately, yes, you eat less, and therefore, as a result, more often than not, you lose weight. But remember, Ozempic changes your appetite. It doesn't change your hormones. And perimenopause weight gain is fundamentally hormonal. So this is the part that most doctors don't talk about clearly enough, because there isn't enough research done into women's bodies and women's health. After 40, weight gain is not calories in, calories out. I have been saying this for 7 years and being attacked online for about 5 years of that. In the last 2 years, this has gotten a lot better, because there are more and more women speaking, more and more women doctors speaking, and they're pointing out that this is not what people are saying. It's not physics, bro. It's actually women's bodies. So your entire hormonal landscape is shifting during this period. Estrogen is dropping, so your belly fat goes up, because your body doesn't get estrogen from your ovaries anymore. It gets it from laying body fat around your belly and using that to create a form of estrogen, which is what you're going to have and need going forward. Your progesterone drops, so it raises anxiety and sugar cravings and all other bad cravings. Your insulin sensitivity decreases, which means that whatever you eat, your blood sugar is going to spike much, much faster. And insulin resistance is caused as a result of this and creates inflammation. It creates all kinds of bloating and lots of knock-on effects from this, which I've actually made other videos about. And the final thing it does is that cortisol rises. Now, when cortisol rises, your entire systems go completely upside down and more fat gets stored around your waist and your upper thighs. We call this stress fat, because it's really your body under stress layering down fat. So as you know very well, when a woman in perimenopause tries to lose weight using the same method she used at 30, it does not work, because it cannot. You don't have the same body. I hear women again and again coming to me going, but I haven't changed anything. I know, me too. And it didn't make any difference. So for women like that, like us, Ozempic feels like a miracle for them, but a complete disappointment for others. If your weight gain is actually driven by disrupted sleep, by stress, cortisol, insulin resistance, hormonal imbalance, inflammation, basically perimenopause metabolism changes, Ozempic is not going to fix these problems. It will definitely suppress your appetite, but if the underlying hormonal changes remain unaddressed, because we're not paying attention to them, we're just like weight loss, weight loss, weight loss, for understandable reasons, the weight will and can often return quickly when you stop the drug. But what does work in perimenopause is a completely different strategy. Now, I don't need you to think it's harder, it's just a bit smarter. There are factors in perimenopause that will actually move the needle for weight loss. What you really need to do is take it at the core. You need to stabilize your blood sugar, eat more protein, reduce processed foods, strength train, sleep optimize, and basically what that does is it regulates your stress levels by adding in those layers, and it calms down your nervous system. You end up naturally losing weight because your body doesn't have to actually hold on to it. Maybe that's the core thing to understand. Your body isn't trying to gain weight, it's holding on to your weight because it thinks it needs it, because you're so deeply stressed underlying. So in order to then lose weight, you have to understand your body isn't actually trying to fail you. It's transitioning from estrogen from your ovaries to estrogen from layers of fat. So if you then take Ozempic during this period, I mean, as I said, it'll work. But what we don't know is what the long-term answer is on what it does. There's no long-term research on Ozempic, especially in perimenopausal women. Heck, there's no long-term research for women's bodies in any event, right? It's not something that the drug companies give a shit about. And so women's research, 76% of all research, whatever it's for, is done on males' bodies. Less than 20% of research today actually takes into account gender differences. Like, it's ridiculous. So we don't know how Ozempic interacts with fluctuating estrogen, progesterone, or cortisol. We also don't know its long-term metabolic impact. But yes, there are some risks, and we're going to talk about them just so you know them. There are gastrointestinal side effects from Ozempic, naturally, because it's affecting that area of your body. There can be nausea and vomiting, muscle loss, and obviously there's some kind of psychological dependence that will come about on appetite suppression, because it's worked, it's a pill, why not do it? And we also don't have any understanding on the long-term safety. It's unknown, actually. And during perimenopause, another one of the issues that happens is that our risk of any form of heart problems like strokes goes up a huge amount during this period. And we know that women are much more susceptible to issues like this during perimenopause. How does Ozempic affect it? I don't know. So really, if you want to do it, you're going to do it. And I want you to do it with the information, because I believe that you should have all the information, because you are going to make the decisions and it's your body. And what works for you may not work for somebody else. But don't make Ozempic your only strategy. What I want you to do is understand the lay of the land in perimenopause. You can lose weight during perimenopause by healing your body, because at some stage that healing has to happen, because your hormones are shifting and your biology is changing. And all of that means that your health strategy has to shift. Perimenopause is a beginning, not an end. Perimenopausal women have it's starting around 35. We have another 40, 50 years to go, 60 years. How are we going to have that part of our bodies healthy and strong so we can function, right? That's really what our goal is. So if you want guidance on navigating perimenopause and weight changes during perimenopause, please reach out. You do not have to figure this out alone. If you found this video helpful, please share it with somebody who you think would gain and benefit from it. And please like and subscribe.